Hello, Deployment Insiders, and welcome back to another episode here in Building 36, home of the Office engineering team at the Microsoft headquarters here in Redmond, Washington, where each week we're going to bring you tips, tricks, and best practices to make your Office deployment easier. Click on the subscribe and notification button so you don't miss out on any of our new videos. My name is Amish Manskani, and today we're going to be talking about how to best manage your configuration files. So let's get started. When we first introduced Click to Run as the installer for the Office apps, you asked us for a way to customize it. So we delivered your very own XML file. While this may not look fancy, it gave you a slew of options. But one of the biggest issues that we all run into is just syntax errors. Sometimes I'm just typing the wrong thing. And so the more customizations you build, the more complex your XML file can become. Fast forward to 2017, we delivered the Office customization tool for Click to Run. This user-friendly website now gives you a way to visually see all your options that are available to you to build out that XML. But you still have to export and manage those XMLs. Let's see, where did that XML go again? Any case, we'll figure out later. We heard you loud and clear. And now we're introducing the ability to save your XML files directly to the cloud. Now, let me show you exactly what this means. So let's head over to config.office.com. If you could recall, you can scroll to the bottom of the page and I can create a brand new configuration. This allows me to, again, like I said, visually see exactly what we got going on here. I want 64-bit. I'm gonna go ahead and select Pro Plus. I'm gonna select my channel, which I'm good there, maybe exclude access, select my language. And then once I'm done with this gives me a minimum amount of required attributes that I can go ahead and export this actual configuration file. So once I accept the terms, I can go ahead and click the export, and it gives me that option to get that. And again, really tough to constantly manage. You're gonna have to find a file repository to exactly know where you're gonna keep this. You gotta deal with versioning and so on. So what we've now introduced, if I go back to that page, is this sign-in option. Now the sign-in option, once you've signed in with any of your Office 365 accounts, now you can be a global admin, you can be a desktop analytics admin or security admin to actually access this. But once you have rights to that, it quickly drops you into what we call the Office customization area. Now this table shows me all my configurations that I've already created. Let me just go into one, like the HR devices that I have here. Now once I go into it, you can see it's actually already saved directly here for you. All my customizations there. I have the option to rename that XML file, and guess what? It's automatically saved. Every time I change something, let's say I want to start adding Visio Online Plan 2 for every single one of these for this particular customization file. So I just got to click done and I'm completely good to go. If I wanted to download that XML just to be able to distribute that, we can certainly do so over here. I can also just select directly from the table itself and download the XML directly from the link over here. I can even upload one XML at a time. Now let us know in our feedback forum whether you actually think we should have multiple file uploads. I really want to understand if that's something that would be important to you. So link below, let us know what you think there. Now, the other option I actually have available, let's say I have a base image and I want to go ahead and use that as my base image that I want to copy from. I can actually just copy a second one. It's going to go ahead and generate a duplicate of that where I can just jump right into it, rename it, and call it maybe sales devices. And then go ahead and save that from here and make any modifications that I directly want to do in the configuration file. Obviously, I have an option of removing it and creating any brand new XML files, But the last option here, which I'm a huge fan of, is this get link option. So let me go ahead and choose my base image, and I'm going to create get link, and guess what? It gives me a link directly to the XML file that's available here. So if you're creating any packages, for example, that you want to distribute all over your organization, you can run that setup.exe configuration file, the Office deployment tool, and be able to then add that link directly to it, where then it would just execute from the cloud itself. Let me show you an example of what that looks like. I'm going to be here. If I go ahead and do a directory, this is my Office deployment tool, which again, I'll leave a link below for you to be able to grab. And I can go ahead and say setup.exe. /configure. This /configure gives you the option to actually execute the configuration file that I'm about to place here. Now, typically you would have the name of a configuration file and I would execute that directly, but again, that requires you to have that configuration file in the same directory, or you can define a path for it. But the path that I'm going to be defining for this is going to be the link that I copied directly from the website. Now, one pro tip here is you're going to need to ensure that this is in quotes. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that, close that out with quotes, and I'm going to go ahead and execute that. As you can see there, it's going to kick off the ODT, and it's going to go ahead and start installing Office based off the configurations that is defined in that particular URL. So that's one of my favorite features. I'd love to hear your stories about how you're using those features and going from there. Hope you enjoyed the new capabilities that we're delivering to you in config.office.com. So to learn more, head over to our official documentation for the best way to get started. Links down below. Don't forget to click on the subscribe button and notification icon so you know exactly when we're releasing new videos on a weekly basis. Also, if you have any topics that you want to hear about on this channel or have any features that you'd like for us to build, head over to our brand new user voice site. If you want to continue discussion about this or any other Office related topics, head over to our technical community. That's where myself and other fellow member engineers and peers of yourselves are going to be available to help answer any questions, share best practices, tips, and so on. Until next time, keep on deploying.